Okay, so here's our crank bolt. We're just going to turn the engine over. We got to do it counterclockwise. So, I'm going to tighten this bolt back up. Now I should be able to turn it counterclockwise, which I am. Now we're going to watch for our timing marks. Pointer. Our timing mark is lined up for TDC, and then over here on our camshaft, there's one mark right there. Then our other mark is right there. So we know that we're at TDC and our camshaft and crankshaft are correctly timed. Take that bolt back off. The pulley should just slide right off. Now there is a keyway in here. You don't want to lose that. We've got our crank position sensor. It's right up there. We'll go ahead and disconnect it next. There's the timing cover. This spot right here is broken. These usually always break on these. There, broken here and here. I've got a new timing cover in the house, so I'm just gonna throw it on. Alright, here's the timing belt kit that I got. I got it off Amazon for I think $73. It's made by Gates. Part number TCKWP312. It's a real nice kit. It's everything it comes with. Comes with the new water pump with the gasket. I like it because it holds this water pump. They've got indents in it, like here and here, so it holds the O-ring in. Real nice water pump. New timing belt. Here's a new tensioner. And they give you the replacement bolt for it. This is the newer updated style bolt, so you get better thread engagement. It's a longer bolt. And the new tensioner spring. Now they give you all this. It comes in a real nice tray. Just like this, all laid out for you. Pretty neat. They even give you the instructions and how to do it, and the belt routing, all that. Whole bunch of papers. Pretty neat. Cut this old one off. We'll do it on the slack side. Here's the crankshaft timing belt sprocket. This has the keyway built right inside of it, so you don't have to worry about losing it. That's pretty nice. There's our old belt. Now this is most likely the original belt. It's a Honda belt. I don't know if you could see this on camera. look at the gap right here between the bolt and the tensioner. See it opening and closing? That's how much play this thing has. So we'll get that tensioner off there and get the water pump and start reassembling with the new parts. You can see our water pump. It's right there. We've got 4 bolts. One here, one here, one here, and then there's one right over here. We'll get those up out of there. On this mating surface where the water pump goes, this side's nice and clean, but over here it's a little bit corroded, a little rough. I'm going to clean that up with some crocus cloth. I'll go ahead and start snugging these water pump bolts down. Just go in a sort of crisscross pattern with them. Alright, now what you want to do with your tensioner, you have to put the spring on the tensioner before it goes in the car. Put it in just like this. And there's a little mark that says up right there on the tensioner. You want that to go on this end that goes on that stud on the block, because it goes uphill just like this. Is how it's set is in the car. Let's put that in. That tight. Loosen it up a little bit. Take our spring. Hook it right up on the lug. Just like that. Next thing we want to do is torque this tensioner bolt down to 7 foot-pounds. Yep. Gonna torque this down to 7 foot-pounds. So let me get the torque wrench. Line it up pretty good. And set it up on the pulley. And just feed the belt up through. Next thing we'll do, take our crank pulley and put it on. Now we're going to verify to make sure that our timing marks are still intact. So put that keyway in there. Got our crank pulley up on. Now we'll torque that tensioner bolt down to 33 foot-pounds. And then we'll pull the pin on it. And there we go. We'll go back in and tighten those bolts all down. They were all 14 millimeter. Alright, now the next thing we could do is put our alternator and its bracket back in. And put the alternator back in now. I'll get the lower bracket in there too. Starting. Now take some ultra black silicone sealant and we'll go in all four corners here where the cam caps Alright, it's all done. It took me, I'd say about 3 hours.